Hi friends, I'm Scott Giles, and welcome to Power Talk, my podcast here on Facebook Live and YouTube. I cover topics related to spirituality, hypno-coaching, and the hypnotic arts and sciences generally. If you'd like to know more about my professional work or sign up for my free e-newsletter, Power Lines, check out my website, which I'll tag at the end of this video. Well, today I want to talk about a popular and interesting topic, and one that is an important part of my professional practice: the interpretation of dreams. Now, the method I use in my health coaching with clients revolves around the techniques developed by Dr. Bernie Siegel, who was a surgeon at Yale New Haven Medical Center prior to his retirement. Dr. Siegel published the first well-received book on mind-body medicine in 1978 called Love, Medicine, and Miracles, and he's had many books since. But this first book was enormously influential on me, and I would eventually go to Yale to study with Dr. Siegel and take the basic and advanced training program he offered through an organization he founded called ECAP, an acronym for Exceptional Cancer Patients. Basic to Dr. Siegel's method was his conviction that everyone has in their unconscious mind an image of who they are supposed to be. To the degree that your lived experience approximates to this image is the degree to which you feel happy and fulfilled and are emotionally and physically resilient. To the degree that your lived experience departs from this inner blueprint in your unconscious mind, then you will feel unfulfilled, unhappy, thwarted, and your physical and emotional resilience will be impaired. A big chunk of the success Dr. Siegel had in helping people living with cancer to turn their situation around was helping them discover what their inner blueprint was, and then finding a way to actualize it. Now, I've seen this many times over the decades in my own work. Someone who was supposed to be a poet but became an insurance broker instead because it was more practical. The person who went to work in a hospital but who really wanted to be a performer, and many more. Well, a basic part of this sort of coaching work is helping people discover their blueprint and then to find a way to capture at least part of it. I mean, maybe you can't go become a full-time poet, but you can give a half hour every morning to writing poetry. You can take a class in poetry. Maybe you can't become an actor or actress in Hollywood, but you can find a community theater or join a choir at church. There is always a way to capture at least part of your inner blueprint, and if you do, you will become more resilient, and dealing with a life-changing diagnosis really benefits from having that resilience. It's huge. Now, to help people discover what their inner blueprint was, Dr. Siegel developed a system of self-hypnotic visualization, and he used the interpretation of drawings and dreams. Well, I quickly adopted these in my own practice, and a standard question for my clients has long been, so have you had any dreams that stand out in mind since I saw you last? Now, the interpretation of dreams has always been a big deal in religion and depth psychology. Sigmund Freud considered dreams to be the royal road into the unconscious. Carl Jung used them extensively. The Bible recounts Joseph rising to power because in the Old Testament he could help the Pharaoh understand his dreams. The books of Homer from ancient Greece recount the importance of dreams. So, how does one interpret dreams? Well, the method I use is the one I learned at the Exceptional Cancer Patients Training. If you want to read about it, check out the book, The Dream Game by psychologist Anne Faraday. It was our textbook for this study. First, you have to remember your dreams. Everyone dreams, but we frequently do not remember them because we're not paying attention. Once you start paying attention, you will recall your dreams more. There is a process in the brain called oniresis, where dreams fade from awareness a few minutes after you wake up. We understand this process caused by changes in brain chemistry as you move from the sleeping to the waking state. So it is important you record your dreams quickly upon awakening. One method is simply to keep some materials at hand bedside, a pad and paper. You can even get pens with internal flashlights if you wake up in the dark and need to write. You can use a pocket recorder if you don't mind any bedmate hearing about your dreams. If all else fails, simply repeat the dream aloud, letting your conscious mind hear it before it fades. That will often work. Then you can analyze your dream to see what it means. Rule number 1, literal meaning first. While it is tempting to think of everything in a dream as symbolic, it may not be. For example, a dream about the wheels falling off your car might be a message from your unconscious mind that you don't know how to move forward in your life, but still, before you drive to work in the morning, check the tires, because it's also possible that your unconscious mind realized that one of them sounded off when you were last on the highway, so check it out. Rule number 2. Most dreams are processing dreams. That is, they're the way our mind is trying to contextualize what is happening during our waking time. They might be a symbolic review of things and feelings that are happening, but you basically understand. Rule number 3. Because we all share a common humanity, there are common dream themes. For example, a lot of people have had a dream about being back in school and having to take a final exam for a class you forgot about, that you didn't attend and didn't study for. Everyone feels ill-prepared for things sometimes, and that insecurity typically manifests in that sort of dream. Specific professions even have their own versions. Ministers dream about themselves in their pulpit and realize they forgot to write a sermon. Chefs dream about a restaurant full of customers, but they forgot to order food and they don't know the recipes. Similarly, because we all lose our baby teeth as we grow, a common dream theme is the loss of body parts. Nightmares will come to tell us about our deepest fears, and anyone who has ever taken a tumble or been in an accident will have dreams about falling or crashing. These common themes just mean that we're human and typically don't carry a deeper meaning. But then there's rule number 4, because there are dreams that are deeply meaningful, which point to your unconscious blueprint. These will stand out and are most likely the dreams you spontaneously remember. As an example, I'm a martial artist and have been a swordsman for decades. Well, in Asian spirituality, the sword is a symbol of your soul or your deepest sense of self. When I was facing a major life transition and was really worried about my ability to pull it off, I had a dream of opening my front door and finding a magnificent sword with a golden blade on my doorstep. It was so beautiful and felt so good to hold that when I woke, I realized my unconscious mind was telling me that change was wise. And I made it more confidently because of that dream, and I did become successful, finding my blueprint as an individual who could take care of himself. So there it is, my guidance about how to interpret dreams. Of course, your mileage may vary, and if a dream has you puzzled, seek out someone who can help you understand it. You will know the dreams that merit that sort of reflection because they will stand out in your mind. Hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject, and I'd like to invite you to join me. It does help me if you let others know about my work and my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe. And if I can be of help to you, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great week.